Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone. I am Dr. Roland A. Drolet, PhD in Biomedical Engineering from the University of Toronto, 1971. I am the developer and inventor of the Rhumart PEM system that has helped over 1 million people all over the world who were suffering from all kinds of health problems. Today I'm with my son, François Drolet, gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist in Nagano, Japan, in short track speed skating. I'm glad to show you a little bit some historical document and sources that can be used by people who want to study further and they want to go on the internet to find more document. And also in this clip I'm going to talk to give some phone numbers, those who want to call to show that they are interested, and the courses may start September 2016 and maybe 2017, depending on the number of people interested. Okay, so here I just want to show, I said time progression temporelle, I made it bilingual there. I just gave a few dates to different documents that I've been produced since 2016 till 2014 for the book Self-Medicine and Rhumart Miracles. So that's giving a different document. This 2006, it was a pamphlet called Rodrol Bioelectric Medicine, giving a general introduction, beautiful document that's available if people want to have it. Here it is called the 2008, the Ultimate Anti-Inflammatory Therapy, Rodrol Bioelectric Medicine, and also it is termed the bioelectric or the electric mesotherapy, so because of the super dense system, okay? So this is a small document. Between 2009 and 2014, well, 2009 is the year where the website of Rodrol University, that is rodrol.org, it says it somewhere here, maybe not. No, it's rodrol.org, and we talk about master and doctorate program in RUM for Rhumart Universal Medicine. So this is a term to show the general approach to health, okay? And the word medicine is not legally reserved to anybody because there are over 100 kinds of medicine, okay? So even if some medical corporation pretend otherwise, it was proven that it's not the case. So in 2009, there is a little pamphlet called Rhumart Phenomenon and Bioelectric Medicine. 2011, there was the Rhumart.pdf done by Bob Connolly and myself from Toronto. And a beautiful 10-page PDF that's available on the internet on rhumart.com or rhumart.org. In 2011, there is a series called the Rhumart Paradigm, Tome 1, 2, 3, that I'm going to show just now. And the Tome 4 is going to be produced in 1 or 2 years with probably this big book that I don't know the title yet. But I'm going to show you now what I've called the Rhumart Paradigm, Tome 1, 2, and 3. They are right here. So Tome 1, why the word paradigm? It's really, it's beyond dogma. So this is the scientific approach. So the title of this one, these are French documents. It is not translated in English yet. So it's an invitation for anybody who is bilingual to help with this. Okay? And the French version, a large part of the French version of these three books are on the net, available free. Okay? So this tome 1 of the Rhumart paradigm is called the Révolution scientifique unissant science, medicine, and spirituality. So it's the scientific revolution uniting science, medicine, and spirituality. It's a big title, and this is available free, a complete 54-page PDF on the net. Anyone can get it in French because it's not translated yet. Tome 2 is more related to basic science. Still Paradigm Rhumart, Tome 2. It says in French, I'll translate it in English for you. Introduction to Fundamental Sciences. Physics, medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and spirituality. Okay? So, of course, at first glance, it looks like there is not much in common in these fields, but it's because people have not studied it to comprehend the essential of these domains.
But you show as well with these clips how it's interrelated.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So this is considered as really a scientific introduction to many things that I explain in these clips in English. This is in French, and this French version doesn't go as far as what I gave in the English version, but people will like to have the translation of that whenever it's available. Tome 3 of this Rhumart Paradigm series, it's in French still, but I will translate the name. It says the foundation of life sciences. Okay? From the origin of life to the training of the spirit, spirituality, because body and spirit work together, and it's about time that everybody realize that the approach separating the body and the mind, the mechanistic approach that Western medicine has used is really a thing of the past somehow, for those who understand the importance of psychology, of well-being, social, and who understand that the physical conditioning or the physical condition of the human body depends on the spirit and on the golden rules that everyone should adopt for themselves. If they don't like the 7 that I just presented, well, they just develop their own, but with the objective of being more healthy and happy and help other people around them. Okay, so this last one I want to show in the series, it's called Faculty of Universal Medicine from Rodrol University. It's still a French document, but this is the summary of 12 introductory course to what I call universal medicine, and actually there is a master and PhD program that could be developed from there, and the master's program is all defined in this with summaries of courses. So that's something for people in 2016 and 17, especially when this is translated, and those who take the course on the scientific philosophy of life, they will have an introduction to that. Okay, other documents I mentioned that I want to show, what I've called, this is a very recent document that is called self-medicine and Rhumart miracle. So again, it looks surprising to talk about miracle in a scientific book because we mean scientific miracle. It's understandable by people. So it's not just wishful thinking. It is something that really works, but that is not independent of the person using it. Okay? So whether it's a clinician or a father who uses it for his children, we have seen babies taking advantage of all kinds of session with the Rhumart, in cases even tachycardia for a newborn baby. One of my distributors 30 years ago, she called me and she said, hey, what can we do with the tachycardia of a baby? They are afraid the baby will die. Well, I said, you have the system over there. Just try it smoothly with the pads. Not very intense. Give a relaxation session for a little baby. The local pads are global for him. So I said, just use the pad gently, amplitude maybe 1.5, 2, and relax the baby and see what happens. And you tell me. And just one session, the tachycardia disappears. Is it really the machine? Is it the love of these people? You will never know exactly. But the coincidence, if you like coincidence, is very high, and it happened even not only for babies, but for cows, for dogs, for cats. We call it scientific miracle because we use something that works on the nervous system, and we know the parameter, we know that it relaxes the nervous system, it strengthens the immune system if you use it regularly. So it is a scientific tool, okay? But it does what people call miraculous things, because some people have been 5 years, 10 years without result with their chronic health problem, and in a matter of weeks, usually after a week, people improve the quality of their sleep tremendously. So that's great, because your regeneration during the night and replenish of your medium around the cells is improved a lot. So you have, sometimes I use the number 1,000 variables in the human body. Really, it's millions of variables, so many, I could say billions with all the atoms and molecules in there. But just to make it understandable, I say there is over 1,000 variables, and they are all interdependent sometimes. And the controlling system is the nervous system and the spirit. So you cannot say that the instrument, the Rhumart system, does everything. There are 3 basic factors in every healing. Motivation to heal, and, you know, doing the things that she can do to be in better health. The instrument, Rhumart PEM system, is doing wonderful things because of the improving communication in the nervous system. And the mentor, or the person who teaches the person how to use it initially and how to become autonomous and confident in it. Because even if you see the system and you hear the kind of thing that I'm talking about, until you don't have personal experience with it, it remains theory. But once you had 1, 2, 3, 5 experience with this, especially with the people close to you, you know they are not going to lie, they're going to tell you the truth about it, then it's another story. I'm just going to finish this clip. I have a few things I wanted to show you. So here you see I talk about School of Rhumart Miracles. So I demystify what I mean by miracles, but I don't want people to think that I'm doing a miracle to you, you know, and you are cured and I fall you down like we see on the, you know, USA. So this is not a kind, it has nothing to do with this. This has to do with the people who understand that they can help themselves with tools, with applying the 7 golden rules, and they want to help themselves, they want to control their life, and they can use any help they want. and that's it. So this is what I would call like a doctor, a medical doctor who wrote a book entitled something like Love and Miracle, a medical doctor, and he mentioned that the miracles of today will be the science of tomorrow. So this is in this sense that I'm talking about Rhumart miracle, because we are doing things, people are doing things with Rhumart that I, even myself, never thought possible. But we saw it.
We see it happen.
It's not a question of believing it, it's a question of witnessing it. And say, well, try it. Because over 1,000 people asked me, do you think we can help with such and such situation that I've never seen very often? I said, well, try it and tell me what happens. Because if you know how to use the method, you can try it. Because this is not dangerous, you know. But you have to learn how to use it. Too much of a good thing is not so good. So children can use the Rhumart system as you used it when you were 8 years of age, and you did a wonderful job with it. And for sprains and when training and all that, and you went to the Olympics, you're still using it. Huh? This is after about 100 books I read on Buddhism of different levels. It's the one that I use now, and I was most impressed. This guy, Jeffrey Hopkins, was the translator of the Dalai Lama, for 10 years, and he has written so many books. But this is like, in English, demystifying a lot of words also. It's the first place that I see that the translation of the Sanskrit word Dharma, which means teaching, really in English is translated by the word phenomenon. So it helped me making a link between all of what I've been teaching in these clips and the teachings of the Buddha. Because the word Dharma, that means teaching, it is translated in English by phenomenon. Okay? So all kinds of phenomenon, and one of the pure phenomenon class that I mentioned, the 47th of the 55 phenomenon of the pure class that he mentions there, after Maitreya, which was a student of the historic Buddha. Okay, he mentioned that the 18 non-shared attributes of Buddha in this detail. So what I've been talking about in these clips, one of the clips, or maybe could be seen as an introduction to scientific Buddhism. That's because for me, it's about time that people realize that the basic Buddhist teaching is scientific. Unless you just go on the surface and you want a religion to tell you what to do. That's not the idea of the Buddhism. And even the historic Buddha said that don't take what I say for word, and for the pure truth. Just listen and think about it and decide if something is good and can help you. And if not, forget it and keep listening. Maybe I will say something that can help you. But don't take my sayings as the complete truth and eternal truth, because that's not my job. It's your job to find the truth for you. And when you if you are patient enough, and if you just keep working at it, maybe one day you will be a good teacher to help other people do the same thing. So I just mentioned here, coming to these tables, that in 2017, it's already the case, the pharmaceutical industry is in crisis. And we can see signs of that when they double, triple, and multiply by 10 the cost of certain drugs. Today, they can offer drugs to prolong the life of some cancer patient, to prolong the life of 1 month or two, and it costs $30,000, this thing. So this is simply turning the pharmaceutical industry that has done good things for certain drugs to help temporarily when people are in danger, but turning this into a business, money for money for money. So that's too
where
bad.
it becomes dangerous for the people.
Yeah, and they control, a lot of them control the politician because there's so much money in this, and for the last 5 or 10 years, they are more and more controlling the education in the medical faculty. And this started around 1915 when Rockefeller and Carnegie Foundation decided to invest $50 million in standard medical education, but at the condition that they learn how to prescribe drugs. And so it has evolved. But it's about in 1949 or 1950 where all these specialties were defined to share the cake of health care, you know. And since that time, it's unfortunate that all problems, for instance, ending by itis are treated by different specialists differently in different drugs. But they are all related to inflammation. That's the termination of the word itis means. It means inflammation. So this is where we have great result with the Rhumart system on over 80 of our acute or chronic health problem, because we deal with inflammation, strengthening the immune system. So I'm just going to finish in a few minutes here about what I call it could be called the School of Miracles, but please allow me to use the word miracles because it is scientific miracles in just what I explained. And we could call it Rhumart bioelectric medicine. We could give it so many names. But the idea is that using this type of system, if our families, or most families who have health problems, would use it for themselves and their children and relatives, it has the potential of reducing health costs by 1/3, 33%. This could happen over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But it will never happen until this type of system or method of relaxation or meditation, all this combined with the responsibility of the people to take charge of their own health and life, okay? So this is just giving a few numbers, pre-registration. It could be September 2016 or 17. It's now open. You have the numbers here. I won't say them. You can read this on the screen, okay? And there is a fee mentioned here, but this is subject to decision depending on the number of people interested. But the key there is to give 7 courses of 3 hours per course every 2 weeks. So this would last on 2 years' time. Okay. So that people can read and they can understand, integrate things. And remember what I said about the AS9 connection of humanity. So the idea is that if in 2 years you can train people so well that they want to train others, and if just you train 7 people very well and they want to do the same thing after 2 years, that means in 18 years or 20 years we would have trained 323 million people, which is 1 people every 22 people of the whole humanity now. But if you have 1 people well trained no matter what is the language, the religions, the education, the culture, in helping others, the kind of way that I was talking about, only one people is able to take care of 22 people easily. Because there are people who will never be able in their present life to take care of themselves. So they need help, they need to go to lesson, they need a clinician, they need a massage and what have you, okay? But this is about training masters of applied science in what I call, this could be called MBU for Universal Bioelectric Medicine, whatever it could be called. The essence is to understand what it is. The details for more about Rodrol is in this website, rodrol.org and Rhumart.com. And here I just have the asterisk School of Miracles, because I don't want people to think that I'm going to put them down to sleep and be free of all their problems. They can do it themselves. So I mean that this is scientific miracle. So thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
the end of this clip.